Hello, welcome to another A-Level Maths video. This is a Statistics Year 1 video. In this video we're looking at section 1.5 of the textbook, and we're going to introduce ourselves to something called the large data set. Now the large data set is something which is specific to the A-Level Maths course really. So each person who does A-Level Maths is expected to have a bit of experience with working with data and analysing data from a real data set. And in our course, we are looking at a large data set which is to do with weather records. And you are expected to be quite familiar with this data set because examination questions in the final examination will require you to be familiar with it. They will base some questions on this particular data set. So in a second we'll have a look at this data set in a bit of detail, but it's to do with weather records. We have 5 locations in the United Kingdom, 3 international locations, and it covers the periods between May and October 1987 and May and October 2015. So let's pull up the data set and have a look at it here. All right, so this is what you're going to have. You're going to have an Excel or a spreadsheet here, and this is sort of like the information screen here. And you can see, if you look over on the right here, you can see the locations of the weather records in the United Kingdom here. And if I scroll down just a little, you can see there's 3 international locations here as well. There's Jacksonville in America there, Beijing in China, and just, if you can see it off the bottom there, Perth in Australia. I think that's weird because Perth actually is in Australia. It's not off the coast of Australia, so the maps are slightly off there. But these are the places where we're going to have these weather records. Now, if I just go to some of these other tabs here, I'll just pick that one there at random. Now you can see the actual data we're dealing with here. This is Leeming, which is in the United Kingdom, and this is the May to October 1987 data here. So you can see for every day in that period, we've got lots and lots of information about the weather records. I'm not going to go through in lots and lots of detail here. I might pick out 1 or 2 interesting things here. But throughout the course, you are going to be doing some investigations where you are analysing this data and you're looking at this data. So there we go. Now, if you need any explanation about what these things actually mean here, if you go to the information tab, then you will see, if I scroll down here, there's lots of information here about what these things actually mean. So you can kind of get some stuff there from that. And as I said, the idea here is that throughout the course you will be doing a bit of work with this large data set, and that's the way to become familiar with the data. So for now, I wouldn't sort of spend a lot of time or worry too much about sort of trying to learn and memorize all of these bits of data in this large data set. As you come to do the investigations and the analysis throughout the course, you'll get to learn them then. However, what I will do is I'll put a link to the examination board's website and where you can find this large data set online, so you can get your own copy and you can start looking at it and getting familiar with it. So for now, not really much else to say about that really, but what I want to do is I want to leave you with at least one question and one thing to do in this video. So I've put a question on the screen here which is taking some data from the large data set, and I'm just going to ask you to see if you can have a go at this question, pause the video and then restart once you've got your answers. Okay, here we go then. So what do you think? The sampling method used. Well, the sampling method where we pick an item and then just pick every nth or item after that, in this case 30th item after that, that's systematic sampling. So systematic sampling is the sampling method that we've used there. Hopefully you recognize that. Okay, is this data discrete or continuous? Well, the answer to that is that we have continuous data here. So this wind speed, which is given in knots, those numbers in the table there, they're not exact numbers, are they? They've been rounded to the nearest tenth of a knot. So I think we can say that this is continuous data for that reason. Okay, calculator mean, this is something which I think you should be able to do. So we have to add together all of our numbers. So 8.3 plus 6.0 plus 6.3 plus 4.0 plus 2.1 plus 12.3. And then we need to divide by how many we have. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you work all that lot out, you should have got the answer 6.5, and the units of measurement there, knots. There we go. Let's bring that up so you can see that a bit better. There it is. Okay, hopefully you agreed with that. And the final part, I should say, comment on the reliability of this value as an estimate for the daily mean wind speed in Jacksonville for the whole of the year 2015. Well, we've got a sample which covers between May and October. Do we know that that's actually going to be representative of the whole year? Well, maybe, maybe not. So what we should probably say here is that this may not represent what we want it to here. May not represent the whole year in Jacksonville. Because the sample only covers May to October. Okay, so hopefully you can read my scrawly writing there. So may not represent the whole year since the sample only covers May to October. And this is something which we always need to be aware of when we're doing any kind of statistical analysis is, does the sample represent the population? And it's something which you're going to be having to think about quite a lot and try and work that out yourself. So for now then, that's all I want to say about the large data set. Please do sort of download it and have a look at it, but throughout the course you are going to be doing some investigations and analysis of the data in it so that by the time the exam comes around you are familiar with that data. But for now though, that's the end of this video and I'll see you next time.